こんにちは、川田美穂子です。お元気ですか? How are you today? This time, I'd like to share 3 stories about my travel experiences. When traveling, I often take a bus in my destination. It's an easy and quick way to get an image of the area, especially when I go overseas alone and have much time. I take buses at random to find the places that attract my attention. Rather than visiting many tourist attractions, I prefer to take my time walking around the places that suit my taste and enjoy the scenery, the stores selling the local goods, and interacting with local people. A group tour doesn't suit my personality. Even if I like the spot I'm visiting and want to stay longer, I have to move to the next destination at the allotted time. When I travel abroad alone, I have to make all the arrangements myself, but it doesn't feel like hard work for me because I enjoy the travel in the way I want. In addition to deciding the destination you want to visit, finding your favorite way to travel will make your trip even more enjoyable. Next, I'd like to talk about a place that previously didn't interest me much, but has become a most favorite destination.
Since my college days, I have often traveled to Kyoto. While staying in Kyoto, I had a day trip to Nara if I had time to spare. Kyoto and Nara are the former capitals of Japan and neighboring prefectures. Kyoto was always my main destination, and Nara was a second choice. However, my taste for these 2 cities completely switched over. Last year, I visited Nara twice in spring and autumn and stayed for 5 days each time. Kyoto was just a stopover on the way to Nara to visit one museum. The reason I became so fascinated with Nara was because I created 4 videos about the Manyoshu on my YouTube channel. The Manyoshu is the oldest existing anthology of poetry in Japan. As I learned about the history and culture of the period from its poems, I became interested in traveling to Nara, where most of the poems were composed. And last year, I actually visited Nara for the first time as my main destination. Nara still had nature that reminded me of the distant past. While touring the historical areas of Nara, I realized the difference between Kyoto and Nara. Kyoto is a place where you can enjoy yourself without any knowledge, while Nara can be a deeply moving trip if you go after studying. It was the first time I felt like this while traveling. I learned that an opportunity makes a place special.
Finally, I'd like to share my experience of how travel improved my health and allowed me to see my familiar places with fresh eyes. 8 years ago, there was a time when I had difficulty walking. At that time, I was keen on 2 traditional Japanese cultures, tea ceremony and smelling incense, and I daily practiced them for a few hours while sitting on their knees in the Japanese-style room. Then I started to feel something wrong with my left knee, which I had surgery on when I was in my teens. Nevertheless, as I continued with that lifestyle, I found myself in a serious situation where I had to take breaks even in case of walking short distances. I went for acupuncture, moxibustion, and massage, but they didn't help much. As I had already been preparing for a 3-month trip to stay in Paris. I decided to make it my last trip. In Paris, for the first month, I rode buses almost all day, doing the size of the streets, getting off the places I liked, and walking slowly. Gradually, the number of spots to get off increased, and after 2 months, I noticed the condition of my leg had improved by about 80%. Without realizing it, my walking distance had increased, which became exercise and had a positive effect on my leg. Once again, I reflected on the fact I didn't exercise much in Japan. I learned walking is effective for legs. I decided to put into practice what I had learned in Paris after returning home. It was to see my neighborhood through the eyes of an international tourist. Now, I can easily walk for several hours. It feels like a little trip. Travel has many benefits, such as feeling refreshed, improving your health, expanding your interests, and so on. I hope you'll enjoy your trip in your favorite way. That's all for this time. See you soon. ごきげんよう。